A goalless draw for the Dolly Blues here at the Giant Axe in front of 1,000 supporters. Lancaster twice striking the crossbar through Carl Brownhill and Brad Carroll.
Yeah, I'm gutted really because I thought we played really well. I mean, look at the chances that we've had. First half, there's the one for Brownie. There is an absolute stone wall penalty that the lad might as well pick it up on the line. And then we've had Noz's chance first minute where it looks like it's just gone under the keeper and he just gets a fingertip on it. It goes into the ground and goes wide. Second half, we've created. We had so threatening on the counter. You know, we've had Jake's chance. We've hit the par. We've had Dom's header. We've had Noz's at the back post. So probably 5 or 6 excellent chances. I think they probably had 2. I think they had a header from point blank range, which we didn't mark in the first half. And then Andres had to make a save from the 9 second half. But other than that, we're just going to start scoring some goals. You know, last goal we scored was Morpeth. Thought it was a much better performance. Thought if we'd have won 1-0, you know, there would have been nobody really could complain. But we haven't, and we've got to find the answers to not scoring the goals at the moment. That's the biggest threat for us. The performance was better. The performance was good. In fact, performance first half at Baseford, first half at Gainsborough was good. And if you score a couple of goals then, you know, I mean, what are we? I don't know really what we're crying out for. We're crying out for Nico to come back. Probably not going to be till Christmas. Have I got to bring something in? Maybe. I mean, the lads, they're not doing the right things because they are. It's just not dropping for us, not landing on. I mean, how many times did it just ricochet around the box first half and just didn't fall to us? So, yes, we need a bit of luck, but I've no complaints with the performance. Thought played really well.
A solid defensive display, a clean sheet for Andre Mendes, more minutes for Jamie Mellon coming back from injury, and that really was the platform for our attacking play.
Well, 2 massive pluses today. One is Jamie getting back on the pitch because he's had a really tough time. He's had to now endure some horrible injections to get him back out there. It's a really nasty injury, and I'm really pleased. You know, 10-15 minutes just to see him back out there, big plus for me, and just nice to have him back around the dressing room and back around the people. The other plus was 1,000 people were here, and it felt like there was 700 or 800 of ours in, didn't it? Because our support was magnificent. They really got behind the lads. I could hear them, you know, all second half. They were really vocal in their support, and I thought we gave them a good performance to cheer. We just didn't give them the goal that they wanted. I know they've tried to suck it in in the shed end, but you know that I think they can't argue. I had somebody tweet me in the week and said that they'd seen 2 decent performances and we've not got the rub of the green. They saw a better performance today for me. Still didn't get the rub of the green, but we will. And it's still early enough in the season for us to start bouncing up this league if we can get those results. I mean, we've lost 1 league game here since the start of the season. We're now in mid-November, so it is, you know, it's our away form, which hasn't been our problem historically, but we've got to deal with that. It's little bits, it's little tiny bits, and finding those margins at the moment and finding those marginal gains and working on it. We will get there. We've just got to keep plugging away. We're doing the right things at the top of the pitch, just not landing for us at the moment.
It would be remiss of me not to address your absence over the last 2 games. Now, the gods of transport or education have smiled upon us. How much of a struggle has been for you, especially in games where your presence could have made a difference?
I don't know my presence would have made a difference. I have unbelievable staff here, so, you know, and I get the supply teacher mentality, you know, teachers away, supply teacher. You know, they're not unruly, by the way. I'm not. It's just an analogy that I'm making. It's absolutely torture for me. I mean, obviously, well documented that I work out the country at the moment. Hopefully that, you know, won't be forever. It's not going to be forever, certainly not. And I've generally got away with it in terms of being able to fly home on a Tuesday night. Unfortunately, the storms that hit the south coast on Tuesday last week meant that I wasn't flying anywhere, and we got cancelled. And then I got onto a later flight, but got into Manchester about 7:30 and couldn't get to Baseford. And Saturday we had an Ofsted inspection, so it's unfortunate. Work came first and students came first, which I should do. But yeah, it's torture for me. Just having to listen to it, and to not listening to you isn't torture, Craig, by the way.
Thank you.
But it's torture not feeling that. I mean, I think every football manager tries to control the uncontrollables. And I certainly do. And I think you feel like you're even less in control of something that you can't control when you're not there. So, yeah, I'm not envisaging missing any more. It's tough. It's tough when you get beat because you get a bit guilty. You blame yourself a little bit. So yeah, rough week, but I think we've bounced back pretty well. And can we do the same against Ashton on Tuesday?
November and into the start of December, it's a pretty brutal schedule for us. 7 games back to back, Saturday, Tuesday, Tuesday. As much as it's about managing minutes and injuries, how do you go about training for 2 games at a time with a training session on a Thursday?
Yeah, we've got to manage players. Obviously, we know that we've got some experienced players who that's going to be a challenge for. We've got to manage that. I mean, for example, Jamie coming back's a big plus because you've got another option at centre half. We've obviously got 𝗕𝗏𝗂𝗧. Thought Charlie Barnes, that's the best he's played for a long time. Thought that was the Charlie Barnes at the start of the season. I thought he was pretty faultless. I know Brad Cowell's got man of the match. It was Charlie for me. Not saying Bradley played badly because he didn't. But I thought Charlie never put a foot wrong today. So really pleased for him. He's had a tough time. We've just got to manage players as best we can. The schedule for me is exactly what we need, I think. We just need to build a bit of momentum. We just need to back up that really strong performance today with a good performance against Ashton. We own one, don't we, for the FA Cup. They've had a good result today against Marine. So there's no easy games, none of them. They're all tough. But I think if we keep doing what we've done today and we keep getting that territory and we keep creating those chances, they are going to drop. I mean, it's an old cliche that somebody's going to get a hiding off us. Well, maybe they are, because if 3 of them 5 land today, you win 3-0 and people go, wow, that wouldn't have been unjust. But in the same vein, we were open at the end of the game and they could have nicked it 1-0. So they're the really fine margins. That's the things we've got to counter. But I'm really pleased today. I'm really pleased to be back, first and foremost. I'm really pleased with the performance. We're just going to start putting in the back of the net.
Just want to ask you, we're in that intense period at home to Ashton on Tuesday. Having played them once this season in the FA Cup, lessons that we can learn from that game?
Yeah, good side. We said that the difference was a really top striker, which on the back of today, feels that way, doesn't it? Yeah, of course it does. So we've got to restrict chances. We know that, and we've got to try and impose the way we play on them. We've got to get that field position and get those, and create those chances. I thought that FC played the way that I would play against us today, and credit to them. They obviously worked that out. But our job is to have a counter for that. We did. We know that if a club comes to us and plays how we play against ourselves, we've got something different that we can do. And I thought lads did that today. So I thought tactically we were pretty much bang on. But yeah, we just couldn't find the woodwork couldn't help us out. And the two penalties are a joke. I know you're not allowed to say it. I think referees are scared of giving handball at the moment because I think they don't know what it is. I think the second one, he leans into the ball. The first one, whether it hits your hand or not, if your hand's away from your body and you're on the goal line, changes the complexion of the game, doesn't it? So, I mean, there was lots. I've never been interrupted in a team talk by a referee who demanded that I didn't do my team talk before the game so he could speak to one of my players. I found it utterly disrespectful. Our job is to be respectful to officials. They weren't respectful to us today. And I'll report that because that's not right. Just want to get the basics right. And you know what? In the last few weeks, we haven't talked about referees. So I think the referees that have come here have been pretty much bang on. But that felt like a bit of a throwback to the last, to 5-6 weeks ago when nobody knew what was going on. And listen, when the two benches look at each other going, what is going on here? There's something not right in there. So, yeah. Listen, it's people jump on and say, oh, you can't say that about referees. Well, people are quick to say it about the football club and the football team and the manager and, we're not getting it right when we're not getting it right. So there's got to be accountability for everybody. And we've had some accountability. We've rolled our sleeves up after 2 tough games and we've responded today and that's what we needed to do.
Thank you, Mark.
Cheers.
Lancaster!